Hey, boys and girls, what's up? Steve-O back at you. Here's my finish bucket. This is our little honey processing plant here. I got a little gate valve. You pick these up on Amazon. I got 2 of them. Yeah, I got 2 of them. I got me 2 5-gallon paint strainer bags. Nice. All of this stuff I've done many times in the past, so I know everything I'm doing here works. So what you want here is a 1 3/4 hole saw to install that. Just poke it in near the bottom. I'm going to set up I'm going to set up 2 of these devices. May end up, once I get rocking and rolling with quite a few honey production hives, and I'm not sure how many that'll be. Old Steve-O is going low tech. No paint or strain program here. Yeah, no paint or strain program. I'm not getting crazy with 300 or 400 beehives. No. All right, see that little washer right there? Make sure that washer's on the outside of your gate. There's a little silicone seal on the inside here. It only seals from this side. Let me demo that. You take this plastic nut up. You see this? It's a little silicone seal right here. It seals from the outside. Looks like it's going to be a very nice program. I got all the holes melted in. Here's the pattern on that. Here's the pattern on that, guys. Bunch of holes. I got my heater going over there. I'm fixing to do another one. More holes the merrier, obviously. And it's nice in yeah, it's nice and smooth here. This thing will drain so sweet. Yes. So yeah, that's your deal. That's your setup right there. I've got to rig one up. I've got screws. I got another one out in the barn out there, and it's got screws in here. I don't like it because the screw heads are over here. They're Phillips. They're deck screws. And now you've got this great big honking spike sticking this much inside the bucket. So you're down in here maybe pushing around, moving around cappings and getting scraped by those sharp nails. No. They come out, and these bolts go in, and we put stainless steel carriage bolts in this puppy, okay? So that's that. I've got to rig up another one. And you got 2 lids here so you can keep everything covered up. Now, when you go to process this honey, get you a little rack. I've got one down here. I'm going to get another one that just fits. I'm going to measure this up and get me one that fits, a square one that fits. Actually, a 1-footer would work, but they probably don't come in 1 foot, whatever. And I'll just melt a couple little holes and 2 quick zip ties. That way when I'm done with the operation, I can just clip the zip ties, take that wire grid off. But that'll keep the grid from sliding around and all that. So you can just set your chair up like that, right there, on the floor. Get you a contractor's trash bag. Put this thing in. When you're ready to rock and roll, make sure this is tight down here now. We don't want any leakage. I installed this and I ran the water up to here to leak test it. It had 0 leaks. So that's nice. Now to store this and hang it, what I do is come here, I'm here like so, take this string here, and I put it through here, come through here, up like this. Now I have this thing hanging like this, you see. Anywhere on the barn wall, you can get it, hang it up, out of the way, just like that, out of the way. Now, when you get ready to process honey, of course, everything is taken inside in the utility sink and washed and dried and ready to roll. Like I said, get your nice comfortable chair, get all your frames over here. If you've got bees coming in, you're gonna have to shut the door, put the fans on you. You can stay nice and cool while you're doing this. Put that bucket inside a garbage bag and pull it up. That way it's already there. And these bags are tall enough to where you're done scraping all the cappings you want to put in that bucket. Just drop a lid on it, pull that bag up over the top, put a twist tie on it. Now it's all sealed up inside that bag. Let her sit for 24. You come back out, pull your top bucket out, take a garbage can. I like to just take these brute garbage can lids. Do this in the shade now. Do not put this in direct sunlight. Go back by your bees in the shade and dump all those cappings that have dripped. You got after 24 hours, you've dripped everything out of there. It's going to drip out, trust me, okay? You're not going to lose a drop of honey with this operation, guys, not a drop. Dump the cappings on top, invert that lid, brute lid, out here in the shade. Dump all those cappings out near the beehives. I'm always going to have bees in this yard. We've got bees in the field now. I've gotten 2 locations. I got bees. It's in a nice, both locations are very nice cabbage palm, sable palm locations. I've dropped, there's 8 in the field. There's going to be 5 and 5. So 2 more on Monday going in on my other site over here. And they're experimental yards, but I think what I see, they're going to be good yards. So anyway, you dump those cappings on that lid in the shade, and them bees, by nightfall, do it in the morning, and by nightfall, them cappings are completely dry, bone dry. Them bees have sucked every drop of honey out of them cappings. Now you go to your melting tank, put some water in the melting tank, throw all those cappings in, fire up your turkey cooker, and melt all them cappings and start saving your wax. With this system, we're not extracting honey with a centrifuge, a spinner, whatever you want to call it. We're not doing that. This is low tech, Steve-O low tech. This is showing you ways you can get bees, process honey with not a lot of money layout here. We can do this for pennies, guys, pennies. Jar it up, buy your jars. I bought a 16-ounce jar squeeze bottle, about 72 of them the other day on Amazon. They ran about 93 cents a piece. I'm sure you can get better deals. That's what I paid, that's what it is. And I've got labels all ready to go on them. It's a nice looking jar. If I want to do cut comb, which I'll probably will, I'll be purchasing some mason jar pints, wide mouth, and where we can cut comb, put in the jars, top it out with honey, and that, and this and that. I do have clamshell tray. They take the 4-inch square cut comb, those kinds. They're clamshell. They're cheap, and you can put those, put your cut comb in there. But the problem there is you're gonna have to store it in the freezer. Don't leave it out. Keep it in the freezer when a customer wants some. I'm not going to keep it out in my box, my honey box out by the road. They won't go in there. I'll just put a note in there. I'll have a price list of what's going on, what I have in stock, yada yada, and they can buzz me if I happen to be here. They can come. I can come out to the road and give them the product. But anyway, yeah, this will work great. Yeah, this will work great. You know, you guys just getting into bees. I'm showing you guys how to build these boxes extremely cheap. I probably don't have $4.55 in each one of my 8-frame beefy beehives, okay? That's including the 1/8 wire, the paint, the screws, the end boards, the 2x6 end boards that I buy that glue together. You've seen that operation. All of that. And I suggest don't run out and buy bigger lumber for this, like 2x12s or something. No, that's way too expensive. Buy the 2x6s, which are 5.5, and you glue those together, cut them, chop them. If you want to build a beefy, chop them 13 inches. Works great. Now, there is an issue, a little issue with, I've got 1-gallon feeders. Bought them from Man Lake, nice feeder. They got the interior plastic ladders that go in. They're a tubular ladder that goes in. They hold 1 gallon. I put those in the beefies because it's going to be a bit before this crop explodes. I want these bees ready to rock and roll. I don't want them slowing down for nothing. I've got a lot of Carney Italian crosses, and they just, when the nectar dearth happens, they just stop. They just about stop laying. So I don't want that. I want them pumping. I want strong. So I may be buying some more queens from Matthew. He runs all Italian queens. May buy some more from him, get going here. But every month I'll be making up nooks. When I go to the field, inspect my yards once a week. Try to do it on Monday. And inspect all the bees, see what they need, take any supplies I need with me, extra frames, if I can have extra supers on the truck. If things are getting crammed downstairs, on goes the next box. Now here's the thing, I'm going to let them start without an excluder. I have run plastic excluders. I have to modify them for the 8-frame beefies, but what I do is I buy a 10-frame excluder, and I'm going to modify. And normally you can get the 10-framers on sale. Watch the sales. If they run those plastic excluders or metal, whatever, I'm not seeing there is plastic 8-framers, but I'd still have to modify them. So I'm buying 10-framer excluders on sale, and then I just mark it out with a magic marker and cut them with a bullnose snips, and then I add a piece. I have to add a piece to cover that box because this box is longer than a standard. With me using that 21 5/16 side pallet wood, salvage pallet wood sides to make these boxes up, I have to extend it, but it's no biggie. You put a piece down, cut a piece, put it up, Gorilla tape it, let it hang wild on the ends, flip it over, Gorilla tape it, and then you just take shears and cut off the extra Gorilla tape. You got an excluder that goes on there. But what I'm going to do is run, when they need another box, when this flow starts cranking, especially in pepper, it comes in fast and crazy. Well, so does cabbage palm, for that matter, comes in so fast and furious that the bees don't really fan it down well. I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to talk to them about that. Yeah, I'll have to talk to the bees about that, see what the hell they're up to. But anyway, they don't do it, and it's high moisture honey. But I'm going to, when I see that I need a super up, I'm going to pull one frame from the bottom chamber and bring it up. I won't put an excluder in. I'll load the thing up with bamboo frames and regular foundation intermingled, so we don't get a cluster monkey hump session in there with wobble comb everywhere. We'll have walls of foundation, bamboo, foundation, bamboo, foundation. I'm going to pull one frame up from the bottom. That will trigger them to come up into that top box and start working. Then I'll drop a plain whatever downstairs, bamboo or plasticell downstairs, and let them get to working on that. So And I'm only planning on doing 2 boxes. I'm working this thing with 2 boxes. Granted, if I haul north up into the Gulf Hammock region, I may have to make two boxes for every hive I got, because that's, you know, with gas price, with Joe's gas price, a stupid Joe's gas price, you know, you just can't afford to be running up and down the highway. So I'm going to try to keep this whole operation local. I'm really beating the bushes. I know there's a lot of good spots here to where I don't have to drive a long way, and that's key. I mean, we're not making money, guys, burning gas on Joe's high-end gas. Let's face it, no one is. I don't care what job you got. I don't care if you got working flipping burgers at McDonald's. You're running around with high-end Joe's gas. It's just stupid. But anyway, hopefully we'll get that squared away around November. We don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But if we don't get it squared away, we are, yeah, we're screwed, okay? So let's get that squared away and get that done. You know what deal I'm talking about. So that's what I'm up to today. I gotta get another one of these processing tanks ready. That one's ready to rock and roll. That one's ready to rock and roll. Let me take you out back. I've had a couple die outs for whatever reason, who knows. It's the way beekeeping is today. These things can fall on their face. That's why I'm telling you guys to constantly be making. Don't just buy a couple of beehives, set out there and say, okay, we're good to go. We're gonna start making honey now. No, 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 no. You're constantly making up new nukes all summer long. When it's season, you make nukes all summer long. Just go in. I'm still in experimentation on my 2 framers. We'll see what kind of queens we can produce with walk-away 2 framers. We've got like 3 of them in the field now. There's a couple here, and I got 1 or 2 at the other site. Let's see how they do. I've been peeking in. I've been tearing into the hive. I don't leave them. I leave them alone. I leave them alone. When I set them up, guys, I walk away. I leave them alone for 30 days. I put a date on the top. I walk away. Do not touch that colony for 30 days. You're going to disturb them. They're going to freak out. They're going to kill the queen. Okay, stay out of them boxes. We'll see on the 6th. Is it 6? No, 6-3. On 6-3, I made them up 5-3. On 6-3, we'll go in and see what kind of new baby girls we have. They should be laying fine and cranking. They're on full feed. I'm looking in the portholes, the feed holes. I do that. I'm changing feed jars. I look in. Lots of bees in there. I'm making them up with lots of sealed brood, guys. Lots of sealed brood. Trying to get a little honey and pollen on them frames. I'm dropping 2 frames like that in there, okay? With 1 frame at least with some spotty eggs. I got to have spotty eggs in there to make a new queen. So that's the plan on that. That's a walk away. Grafting, I don't have enough bees for grafting. No, I do not have enough bees, because you got to come out with a bunch. But I got plenty of bees to go in and rob 1 or 2 from each hive every month. I do it between new moon and full moon. Well, if I'm at 1 yard, I'll load them up, take them back to this yard. If I'm at this yard, I take them to my other yard, and so forth. Right now, we've got 4 yards cooking. I got 4 yards cooking, so we are getting versatile here. I'm putting a lot of the cards out, making up those little business cards and putting on the back what my intentions are. Miss Daisy's making me labels, and instead of sitting there chicken scratching all over the back of those cards, she makes labels. I put them on. I drop them in a Ziploc sandwich snack bag, little small snack bags, and then I put a line. You saw that. I put a line on it, double line, to where you tie a loop and drop it over a mailbox. I'm putting a lot of those out. And I've got locations now in the far north. I just hate going there. It's in bear country. I've got this spot over here to my east. It could have a bear, because there's a bear. My buddy of mine, he's got a cousin, which I've never met him. He's not far at all over here to my east. This is about another, this location I got, so probably another mile or so, almost 2 miles from this site I've got in a beautiful hardwood swamp. Old growth hardwood Florida swamp, and it's loaded with cabbage pump. 2 miles more, which is nothing for a black bear. He can do that on a nightly stroll, casual stroll, come down to where I'm at. But he's on the other side of the highway. This cousin, my buddy's cuz, has got a hunting camp in there. He's got a feeder, spinner, corn spinner, and here's a big old black bear. This sucker looks to me like he's bumping 500 freaking pounds. I mean, this is a impressive bear. He's standing up with his meat hooks on the spinner, and he's sitting there doing this number with the spinner, getting corn out. The guy hunts hogs and deer on this property, but he's fixing to get the boot on this property because developers are coming in. Guys, this whole place, Florida is turning into asphalt and concrete, okay? Yeah, Florida is turning into asphalt and concrete. Now, there's a lot of wild areas yet. There's a lot of hardwood swamps. There's a lot of, well, it's all tied up. You got paper companies like Georgia Pacific. You got Florida. It's just all these management areas, wildlife management areas all over the place. These people have got to loosen up now and start working with beekeepers and we have to have places. We got, if anybody's in this game to make a little honey and stuff, you got to have these wild places. We just can't stick them in our backyard. We can, but we got to buy Joe's high-end sugar. There's not enough stuff in this area. Now, I do have in the fall, it starts September 15, like setting your freaking watch, September 15th, and it'll run a good month, Brazilian pepper. All right, now, I could pack up after that and go all the way to Naples, and I'm sure I could find something down in Naples. If that isn't all now concrete and asphalt, I don't know. The state is on a big eradication program for Metaleuca, which is what they call a tea tree. It comes from Australia, and there's another one, Manuka honey. You guys have probably seen it in health food stores. There, everybody's going ape crazy over this. There's probably no difference in that stuff, guys, and friggin' Brazilian pepper honey. It's just marketing and crazy shenanigans, but who knows? They say it's got all kind of properties in it. Oh, the scientists have looked it over. Oh, yes, it's great. Okay, it's honey, okay? It's stuff to check your blood sugar, okay? Hey, who knows? It could be magical honey. I do know one thing. I ran an ad one time looking for a place to put bees. A guy on Craigslist, a guy hit me up. Hey, I've got 100, what did he say? 100 and some Manuka trees. I'm in Brooksville. Would you like to bring bees in? If you want to bring bees in, the deal is I get half, mind you, of the honey. I'm thinking of that deal. I'm thinking, what the heck? That's a sweet deal for somebody, but I don't know if it's sweet for me. I slept on it, guys. I slept on it. Then I woke up, had to slap myself a couple times after I had 3 cups of coffee, and I said, oh, wow. I'm going to drive all the way up there, set up, make all this Manuka honey, and give him half of it. I'm not liking the looks of this picture. Anyway, I backed out of that deal. I got to turn off my heater here, because I'm fixing to eat a ribeye, and I don't need that thing cooking constantly, starting a forest fire. So anyway, yeah. So I never did do that deal. Probably should have though. That stuff is selling like crazy. Oh, look at my little grill here. Boy, these coals are ready, guys. Yeah, baby. I let them go down until all them black gets out of there, and them coals are all white. Don't throw your sticks on them what's still colored. I think it's just gassing off some bad stuff. Yeah. Let me show you this little operation I got out here. I had a die out the other day. Actually, I think there was 2 of them. Man, I'm getting a stockpile of stuff here, guys. I'm telling you. Steve-O could go into nucomania business here. Sure. Look at all these 5-framers. Yeah. There's the 2. I didn't have room. I could have gone up another row here, but it's getting crazy. Yeah, I had a couple of die outs here. And Hive beetle larvae was just swimming through them. Yeah, I got a ton of 2. I got a bunch of 2-framers. We'll see how they work. If they work good, we can do up a bunch with minimal resources. I love it. These are the ones I knocked out this morning. What do you think, guys? Yeah. I just started using a little piece of pallet wood. I ran 2 in here. I ran this one in. This whole thing pivots. The hole is actually right here. The 1.5-inch hole. I'm liking these. On my 8-frame beefies, I'm not putting any holes in, feeder holes in these. I'm leaving them just like this. Painted, I paint the lip here on it, and I paint the top with a nice exterior paint. I like these. Now for feeding, I can dry feed. You can put a paper towel down here on this top frame and carry a bucket of sugar and take a little feed scoop of sugar and dump on there. What's the beauty of the beefy beehives is you've got about this much room here on top of these frames. You got this much room, guys. It's like a shim, built-in shim on these things, okay? Is that not great? Is that not great? Yes. Screen bottoms. You've got a cleat. These cleats, by the way, aren't painted. They're just thrown in tall earth. Eco-friendly wood preservative. You see it out there. If you go out there and look at Man Lake Supplies, that stuff there, you can get a little cheaper on Amazon, by the way. The screen, make sure you go with 1/8-inch screen. Get that on Amazon. 3-foot wide, 10-foot long rolls. I use 1/4-inch staples with a T50 gun. It's just a handgun. It's not electric. I have an electric and I don't like using it, so I do it by hand. Helps strengthen your hand muscles anyway. Strengthen your grip in case you want it. You know, if say a liberal gets in your face and you want to choke one out, you'll have, if you work your T50 stapler, you can probably just grab a liberal right by the throat and squeeze them till they start turning blue, okay, and then release them. All right, don't kill them, just, you know, have them go blue and then release them, and maybe they'll get the hell out of your face and not feed you any BS, okay? It's just a little tip from Steve. I've done painted on, stenciled on both sides of the box. These boxes are great for the simple fact, if you've got back issues, and if you get to be an old fart like Steve-O, you're probably going to have back issues. You take a 10-framer, which is sticking out this much further, guys, all right, and you grab those things, and they've got those cut-in handles on them, the factory ones. They don't have a lot of lip here. Look at this thing. I've got a full 3/4 lip here on this to grab hold of this handle, and it's sunk in with three deck screws, 2 inches long deck screws. Of course, you're burying it into a 1.5-inch piece of lumber here too. See, so you're talking about a very serious, strong handle here. Okay. The beauty of this is the 8-framer, even though I'm a little heavier, almost twice, probably twice as heavy as a box that's factory date amp box or whatever. This thing is strong. This thing is very strong. And they take a lot of abuse throwing them on and off of trucks and this and that. So, but the beauty of the 8 is it's shorter, you got less weight, plus when you grab it, you got all this honky box sticking way out. You put this much more box out there and you grab this thing here, it's just more stress on your back. This is comfortable for me, and I don't think I'll ever change this design, this size, or anything else. They're all built the same. Whether it's this, whether it's a 5, or whether it's a 2, the dimensions are all the same, other than the end boards, of course. The 2s are nothing more than a 2x4. That's all they are. This is a 2x4. I buy clear spruce 2x4 lumber. You see it here. That's what that is. All right. Same pallet wood siding. Same length. Same length. The height on them same as everything. 10 inches high. 10 inches high. 21 5/16 long. That is the same on every box. Use a 2x4 here. You use 2x8s here for a 5. 2x8s for a 5. Cut 10 inches high. Comes out to be like 7 1/4 here with a 2x8. Yes, and with the 8-frame beefies, you're taking 2 2x6s, and they are 5.5 inches. 5.5 and 5.5 gives you 11. You cut that 1 inch off the bottom. Once your box is complete, you start at the top. You start your side lumber, your pallet wood at the top, make sure it's flush, take your T50, a brad nailer, pop it in to hold everything. Nothing's glued here, you don't need it. Pop it in just with a brad, 18 gauge brad, just to hold that timber in place. And then you come back, pilot hole, and put screws. I've been running 2 screws per thing. I like these wide ones, they're 5.5 inches. You're going to get 11 inches when you glue 2 of these 2x6s together, and you scarify each one. Put it in a vise, scar it really good, both surfaces, top and bottom. Put a good squeeze of Bondtite 3, 1 clamp in the center, lock it up, line it up, throw it aside for 24 hours, come back, set your table saw up, and plow off this 1 inch extra here, because you're going to have 11 inches. That then will go here, right here for your handle. There is your handle. There's 0 waste on these boxes, guys. 0 friggin' waste. This is beautiful. When you're buying these 2x6s, buy them 16 foot long, 16 feet. The reason is, if you buy a 12-footer, you won't have enough to get this 12 inches here. This is 12 inches. These lids, when you go to cut your backer board 1/4 inch lids, go 13 on them. That works out pretty good. It'll vary a little bit depending on the thickness of your pallet wood. But you want to give them 13 by 21 5/16 long, as you can see there. That's the same as the sides. These measurements are so simple, so easy. It is flipping stupid. Okay, now the bees are getting hungry. They're sniffing over here, sniffing around. For whatever reason, they're starting to come in. They're hitting the pollen a little bit. I got to give them another jar here to sweeten them up. What's Steve-O got over here? What is this project here, bro? All right, bro. Here's what's going on here. Now I got a die out, and I got my little. I like this little rig here. It's a Lowe's. It's a 2100 psi. Seems to be enough. 3,000 would be nice, but you're getting some serious money there. Okay, I had a die out. I think there was 2 of them. And what I'm doing here, now normally on my die outs, depending how bad they're died out, I'm starting to catch these things now, because I'm doing weekly runarounds. See, you want to peek in these boxes weekly, see what they're doing. All right, these things were starting to swim, literally swimming, guys. They were literally, look at that pretty wax too. Isn't that enough to piss off the Pope? I had a hive beetle larva swimming through this stuff. All right, so here's the old Steve-O game plan now. I've had this is an old melting tank. I had this built 20 years ago, okay? There was a tank factory down in Dunedin back in the day, and I had them build this for me. It's got a baffle in it. I used to have a copper when I was doing, this was the only thing from my extraction operation I've got left. There was a coil under, copper coil under here out of 3/4. I ran steam through it. And this is a wax melting tank is what this is, but it's working out good for this. I put a good heavy dose of bleach in here. You can see these things are starting to get cleaned up here. And what I'm doing here is taking my clamp here and clamping it down, and then I'm hitting it with my pressure washer. Notice I'm not killing this wax. I'm rinsing off the Clorox bleach. Any critters crawling around in here, which is there none. It was swimming with them, but that bleach killed everybody. Yeah, killed everybody, guys. I was stripping these all the way down to plasticell, and I said, what in the hell is wrong with you, Steve-O? What is wrong with you? You need to be having an evaluation or something. You know, you sleep on stuff and then you realize you're just getting stupid, you know, like I don't know, maybe pencil neck. But I said, you know, what the heck am I doing here? And you can see that thing's wet. See how wet that is? You could take and drop that in a super, guys, and throw that right on top of a beehive. They'll suck up that water and use it where they want to use it. And just do a light repair job. This thing is ready to go, guys, back in a beehive. There's no need to. Now, granted, I can't let them sit over here for 2 weeks because wax moths are going to come in this building and start tearing things up. Now, what am I going to do here? Look at this. I got a welder's glove I'm going to put on and fire up my propane torch and just melt all the wax off of this frame. I'm not going to scrape nothing. I'm just going to go over here out of the way in the work in the shade over here and melt all that junk off of that frame. Okay? I got some frames I got to clean up there. I got a steak to eat, guys. I got a ribeye to eat. Let's cook that thing medium, okay? Yeah, cook that thing. Oh my God, look at this stuff, guys. Look at this thing growing. This is Brazilian pepper, guys. Wow, it is growing like crazy. This whole area is starting to get infested with this stuff. This little potato vine, I don't like it, but it won't outcompete this Brazilian pepper. It's just going like crazy. All right, guys, I gotta run. Just a quick video here. No, I don't know if it was quick or not. I've been BSing for a while here, but I'm getting stuff ready. Got to get more bees in the field. I'll take you along in the field. We start looking at this. We start making some honey here. I'll show you that little operation. And do me a favor, guys, don't ever get pissed off with these lazy left-wing nut jobs, okay? Because let's face it, they haven't done anything, okay? Don't get mad at them. They don't do anything, and they haven't done anything, okay? So no need to get mad at them. I'll see you guys real soon. Be happy, be strong. We got to keep getting her on. See ya.